The air was thick across Lubowa as President Museveni arrived, flanked by First Lady Janet Museveni and top NRM officials. It was exactly 10 a.m. at the Electoral Commission headquarters.
Therefore, I, Justice Byabakama Mugenyi Simon, being the returning officer for the nomination of presidential candidates, declare Museveni Yoweri Kaguta a duly nominated candidate in respect of the presidential elections 2026, he having fulfilled the nomination requirements under the Presidential Elections Act, Chapter 179.
Museveni would conduct a post-nomination address to the press, striking a tone of resolve and ambition. He outlined a campaign anchored on consolidating Uganda's economic gains and propelling the country into a high middle-income status.
In this Sanja, which you are now concluding, if you check the figures, the GDP of Uganda has doubled, apparently. I had not bothered to check that, but they pointed it out. That at the end of the last Sanja, we were like 34 billion. We are now 66 billion. It's really, I don't know why NRM doesn't talk more about some of these things, because they are really remarkable. To double the size of GDP in one term is not a mean achievement.
Uganda's economic transformation has been driven by strategic investments in infrastructure, agriculture, ICT, and manufacturing. The country's GDP, once at $3.9 billion in 1986, now stands at $61 billion by exchange rate and $170 billion by purchasing power parity. Museveni is optimistic. The peace, investor confidence, and deliberate government-led initiatives will propel the country further.
You Gen Z people, these are Gen Z, Gen Z, Gen Z. The Gen Z is my comrades, my supporters. You should see that picture of 1986 here. This was a coffee shamba here. That's why they call it Lubowa Estate. It was a coffee shamba owned by a British company called Mitchell Courts. Now when you come here, it's amazing. If you all the way you can see. A satellite picture of 1986 and now would speak many words rather than just talking. And the whole of, if you want to show the whole of Kampala, 1986 from the satellite and now, just the picture. So where we are moving to now is to again convince the people of Uganda of what has been achieved in the past and what we are planning to do now.
But the road to transformation has not been without friction. Addressing the ongoing teachers' strike, Museveni made a direct appeal.
I am a person of arts, literature. I am a man of literature. I can quote for you Shakespeare, what Shakespeare said and all that. But when there is a problem on the road, I can't help you. So we are saying, Banangi, let's start with the scientists, because they are fewer, but they are needed immediately. Later on, we shall go to the arts. For them, they say, no, if we all don't get, nobody gets. Now, that's what we cannot accept. That is so much selfishness, where you say, if I don't get, nobody else gets.
The former NRM National Vice Chairperson for Central Uganda, Godfrey Kiwanda Subi, concurs with President Museveni.
When he says we need science teachers, we need to promote them so that we can emphasize science even to the young ones. But there are those, even if you emphasize this, they may not be able to make it. So I think in this next term, the president will be able to see how we can also uplift the standards of the science, of the arts teachers.
With Museveni successfully nominated, it is not a question of if or when, but whether the NRM party will reclaim the presidential seat. Party diehards are hopeful and confident.
When you have a good candidate, you have a team that has been built, you have a message, because people don't vote for Wolokoso. People vote for a message. And finally, you have a strategy to deliver the message, the strategy to deliver the message to the populace, and the strategy to make sure that at least everyone get involved. You are home and dry.
President Museveni's nomination sets the stage for what promises to be a fiercely contested election, with economic milestones and political legacy at the heart of his campaign. The road to January 2026 is paved with both promise and scrutiny. Henry Okrut, UBC.